Hello everyone, how are you? Yeah, it's a bit cold here. I think we'll press on. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about today is this thing called the butter notes. What do I mean by that? Well, this goes back to something that I'll post a link below, but this goes back to something that Herbie Hancock said when he was playing with Miles Davis's group. And Herbie's he's playing this. Well, he's playing these solos. I think this is like during a gig as well. No pressure or anything. And he's starting to notice it's all sounding a bit the same, sounding a bit bland, and he's not really feeling it, and he's kind of thinking, oh, I don't know if I can do this, you know. And then Miles comes over to him, and in that husky drawl of his, which I can't really do, even though my voice is a bit husky today, he goes, stop playing the butter notes. Now, what does he mean by the butter notes? Well, so he was like trying to figure this out. So I was thinking, like, butter, well, that's like fat, kind of like, it's the sort of, maybe it's like the excess. I mean, of course it depends on what type of butter that Miles was used to eating. He obviously had never tasted like Welsh butter on, you know, sort of melted on toast or anything like that. Had he, you know, not that I know of. You know, I've got nothing against butter actually. But you know, so it's kind of, I think what gets back to the point, what Herbie got from that was this thing about how, like, chord voicings and your solos as well, that are you putting too much in there? Now, I mean, by putting too much in there, I don't mean like overplaying. I'll get back to that in another video, but more about like the note choices that you've got. That what you're actually playing in a chord. Say I play an A minor chord for you like that. Right. So what have we got in that? We've got root, fifth, octave, third, fifth again, and then that's the octave. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of stuff in that chord which we don't really need, and it can be it's kind of a bit clumsy for you. You know? It's a bit clumsy for the other players because we can't do any of like the fancy modal stuff and all that lot without it sort of clashing, and you know. Trust me on this. But if you're coming from a rock side of things, then you're saying, "Oh, I've been playing that chord for years. Why would I not change it?" You know, well, just trust me on this one. I'll show you why in a moment. Now, what actually defines a chord generally is the third and the seventh. So, so the third is C. It's a minor third. So root is A, and the seventh is a G. Yeah, like that. Yeah. The root and the fifth, although interesting, because you know, like again, rock players will use sort of root and fifth a lot, you know, like in power chords and stuff. Yeah. All the Andy Summers stuff as well. Yeah, that sort of thing. But what Andy Summers is doing there would be like he's playing that added 9 chord, and then playing that note as well. So we could extend that sort of Andy Summers idea. Depends which which notes we're actually calling the butter notes. Are we saying is it the notes which actually define that chord, that that third and the 7, or are we saying the 1 and the 5, which don't really do very much? If you're playing with a bass player, the 1 and the 5 are generally covered by the bass line anyway, because that's being hammered out by the bass line. We should be somewhere sort of in the mid range, you know, occasionally dipping into what the bass line's doing, but also soloing as well. So we could be looking at either if we are like a rhythm player, then we could be looking at, you know, like Andy Summers was doing, but variations on that. Yeah, so we could be doing that. So one idea would be, if we're playing in A minor still, let's change that to a sharp 5, and you get that chord. I know these are bigger stretches. If you play with a shorter scale guitar, it's going to be a lot easier for you. But if you can practice either that Andy Summers chord, once you've got that down, if you just change the 5th to a sharp 5. And again though, because if we got a bass player in the group, that root's probably going to be covered anyway. So we could just do this. Yeah. 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 Okay, so that's like covering root and fifth briefly. So we're going to decide whether we want to keep those in or not. Third and sevens though, say we chuck those out. Say we don't, you know, we're thinking, right, well, if the third and the 7, they're the butter notes, the piano might be playing that, the vocals might be wanting to cover those lines as well. That's more of like a Jerry Cantrell thing, you know, like and Andy Summers, you know, but like a lot of the time the vocalist might want that third and 7 just to get the melody line. So we might want to be thinking then about some of the other notes which we've got. So this goes back to, you know, like with the theory that like a chord and a scale are related. You can't have one without the other. You know, that like a chord is basically, even if I just play that A minor, a chord is basically just playing parts of the scale all at once. So we got some more note options here: root, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So we can make some changes here as well. We can make that a sharp 6. Now that means I want to play that note. I could play that note. Yeah. So now I'm just playing in 6. So it's more sort of Alan Holdsworth territory if you want to get into that. And no disrespect to Alan Holdsworth either, but you know, some of those sort of chords he's got where he's bending his fingers, and again, maybe we can cut down on some of those, and we only need to be playing just like sort of part of those chords, in like those 6, you know, like a looking glass. Yeah, no, that's not looking glass, but yeah. So we could be doing that. We can also start thinking about, well, start on that 2. The 2 is the same as the 9. So if somebody throws an A minor chord at you, then you play. You start on B instead. Yeah, because we may want to change that to like a sharp 6. We can play that over A minor. Yeah, that's one option as well. We can actually say we got that A minor as well. If you were following one of my recent videos about the diminished whole tone, then you can play that over A minor. So we could actually play A flat minor, or that over A minor. Yeah. So whatever you're playing, I mean, you can play like a pentatonic scale like that if you wanted to, but just drop it down a semitone, and then that opens that up for you as well. I think that's known as drop playing. And then of course, like you see a lot of videos, you know, especially by guitarists, you know, like doing like, you know, like improve your sweep picking and blah 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 blah. But a lot of the time you'll find that that the butter notes are in there, and so it can seem either a bit too in your face, or it might just seem yeah, it just sounds the same. It just sounds a bit boring. You know, whereas like if you actually start thinking a bit more about taking notes out, or adding some of those other notes which we don't normally cover, you know, like the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th, then we can look into. So that's really over E minor. But rather than just doing that, because there's a load of butter notes in that. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, Ingve, you've got butter notes in you in your arpeggios. Your arpeggios from hell. you've got butter notes in them. And then we'll do that backward. Just slow that down for you. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I want to cover today. So you know, if we just get thinking a little bit more about that, you know, just, you know, like just sort of trimming the fat down on what we're doing. I should really do a video about overplaying as well, but for the time being, I just wanted to cover this, you know, because it's, you know, it's so easy just to hammer through stuff, you know, like this whole Dunning-Kruger thing, you know, internet again for you. You know, where somebody will post a video about, oh, why you should improve your sweep picking, and then somebody else will do it, and then somebody else will do it, and then somebody else will do it, and before you know it, it all sounds the same. It all sounds bloody same. So, you know, but with a bit of thought, you know, we could be like picking out stuff from Herbie Hancock and you know, Chick Corea and, you know, all the rest of it, or Alan Holdsworth, or actually, like, you know, taking the critical eye to some of the Holdsworth stuff and actually making it a bit more accessible, you know, bringing a bit more logic to it, and, you know, rather than elevating this stuff and just putting it on a pedestal. Yeah, okay, so that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching as always. Please consider subscribing. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please comment below. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.